How's it going today, ladies and gentlemen? It is that one guy back at it again with a new thing, brand new thing, a new world. I'm going to be playing D&D Beyond with a lovely bunch of people that we just got together and decided that we would like to have a fun new adventure, and this is going to be completely new. Completely new. I mean, completely new. I've never done this D&D on a stream. I've played offline, and so I've had more certain freedoms, but at the same time, I've never been more excited. It's a great feeling. To go over with everything first, we're gonna go through some homebrew rules. The homebrew rules are gonna be simple. I made this to be able to make the experience easier, plus on the side note, more fun and impactful. If you don't agree with these homebrew rules, sorry, but this is how I play. The first homebrew rule, for those of you that have played D&D, if you hit a critical, which is you roll the natural 20, you will be able to deal the max damage of the attack and spell would deal, plus an extra roll. So what that basically means is that if you do a sword swing of 1d6 plus 4 damage, you would automatically do 10 damage, and then you do your roll your 1d6 and you deal the excess damage. The second rule is if the opponent or if a player is prone, they are in a vulnerable state, any hits against them or the enemy will be considered a critical hit, which means it'll get that max damage. As for interactions for the roleplay, I find it a amazing thing to bring the alignment into a necessary, relatable height. So when you talk to your local baker or tavern owner and you have an alignment of a chaotic good character, if the bartender is also of a chaotic or good nature in any of the categories, you have a better chance of talking with them. Much like how paladins would have a hard time talking with devils and tieflings, or those of the evil nature, and much how warlocks would have difficulties talking to the cleric factor. So the alignments will help lower or raise the difficulty depending on how things go. For the players, when they flank creatures, so when two players are surrounding one individual, it becomes a lot harder for the individual to defend themselves. The players will be given advantage against the melee attacks. Not spells, not ranged, specifically melee. It's like the flank ability that goblins and kobolds get, but for the players. Does it make sense? Hard to block people that someone's behind you and someone's in front of you. Money system in this world is going to be representation of our natural world. It's going to be a modern fantasy, and the money is essentially copper is going to be equal to pennies, silvers are going to be equals to dollars, golds are going to be $100 bills, and platinums are going to be the legendary mythical $1,000 bill. So it's going to be in increments of 100 instead of increments of 10. And once again, I don't expect you guys to remember all this. We're going to be going through it. We're going to have the ask us questions. We're going to keep going over and over again. And then specifically for the characters, if you're wondering what's going to be going on when they level up, for the first 3 levels, all my characters will be getting their max hit points possible so that they don't become just absolutely squishy. My own personal choice. I like it, and it gives them a chance. After the 3rd level, then we'll start doing dice rolls and figuring out the hit point numbers and so on and so forth. And I believe that is everything. According to my screen, the map is not showing. Hopefully. There we go. You get to hop into the marvelous world of the Feywild. This story is going to be a modern fantasy. A lot of modern technology through the advancements of magic and science, through the aspects of the fantasy that we all love of swords and magic. Let me go ahead and paint you the picture of the background, the main campaign that we have planned thus far. I welcome you, viewers and players and all, to the Platinum Star City, where the night belongs to you in this modern world-style environment. It is filled with swords, shields, magics, and modern technology all mixed together. The Platinum Star City, for all those who wish, can be someone to be amazing, or it can be a place where they can be known, hide into the shadows of darkness. The alleyways are filled with tricks and thugs, while the streets are filled with casinos, clubs, and your average everyday life holds of joy and pleasure. But the city isn't all bad when it comes to that, so there are also ways to advance further. There are universities to study the worlds beyond this one, the realms of all. Adventure guilds to join to gain work or money, or gain the honor of slaying monsters to rise in the ranks of popularity, honor, or fame. Stores to buy from all goods, explorers, and personal trinkets that one can find attached to. And there are even houses you can buy to call your own and make this city your home. This city was built in honor of the Platinum Dragon family, the protectors and safe haven to keep the monsters of the outside world from ravishing the citizens here. Recently, people have noticed that out of all the adventurers, all the soldiers of the Platinum family, and all those that have ventured out past the city walls to fight these monsters, none have been able to get past a thicket fog. For to the west is a forest surrounded by such fog, where beasts and creatures prey, stalk in the cover of the greenery and sometimes even the treetops. But to the east of the city, there is an ocean blue. Fishermen are able to go out and collect great foods and revelry, and ships are able to sail the sea to stay in the open breeze. But once again, they don't venture too far out, for a fog keeps them at bay. To the south, there is a rumors of the deep desert plain, wastelands above, where wyverns and giant scorpions are rumored to be roaming around. But if it wasn't for the fog, they would be able to confirm. And to the north, it is said to be a frozen tundra claimed by frost giants and ice wolves. Rumors and stories all written in history books. But no one has been able to get past the mountain of fog. But even without all this danger around, none can touch the city. No monster, no wyvern. No creature, none of the deep. And it's this place where our heroes, at some point, will be able to call home. We're going to introduce the 3 heroes of this specific Zero session one by one. And first, we introduce in such a way that is appropriate. Along the forest lines of giant mushroom trees, the greenery of the fungus growing beautifully in this Fey world, we circle in on a roadway, a path of open ice and stone that has been magically intertwined to be able to make a solid road safe enough to travel. And it is this on how many of the Phelan small creatures do travel. The pixies, the magic insects, and even the fairy kingdoms. For as we zoom in past the thicket of the mushroom tree branches, zooming down, there is a single carriage riding along the ice road, accompanied by 2 horseman guards, inoculated in green and red lined uniforms. We go past the many caterpillar like horses pulling this carriage along, past the driver zooming through the small open window slits. And inside we see a single individual. Dr. Pie, would you please like to introduce your character?
Alrighty. Oh, I can hear myself. My character is Timothy. Yeah, I am a Fae Fairy, as we just learned that. I am a 43-year-old fairy, because that's when we all mature. My character, I have basically blue hair. I have these really beautiful butterfly wings for a fairy. Teal blue with like the ends are like this really gorgeous, beautiful color pink.
As your character in his immaculate uniform, the noble blues, the clothing, your immaculate bluish mustache, as viewers can now see on the screen.
Yeah.
You have an expression that lets the viewers know something is going on. The memories of the reason you're in this carriage replay in your head over and over. The discussion with your parents about this arranged marriage, one that they have deemed to be politically necessary, but goes against what you wish for your life. The individual you're getting betrothed handed to is not a bad person, but it's not someone that you love, you want to spend your life with.
Yeah.
As the carriage moves forward, you hear the driver in the front seat. Master Thornberry?
Yes.
The Orlando Kingdom is up ahead. We should be there within the next 15 minutes. Are you comfortable back there?
As comfortable as I can be.
Right. On the bright side, you'll be able to see your long friend. I believe she will be meeting us at the front gates.
Oh, goody.
As you guys move forward past the icicle stones, you get to a solidified ran branch lifting into the tall mushroom tree thickets. Inside this massive adorned tree, there are openings, holes, balconies, and houses. There's buildings emanated from this mushroom-like area, and when you enter inside the stump, you see the immaculate kingdom of the I want to make sure I get this name right, sorry. The Orlander Kingdom. Houses build from the inside mushroom bark. Citizens moving around. As your carriage goes through, you see small, fairy, pixie-like creatures. And as they see your carriage go by, you see a few fairy children flying as close as they can, if it wasn't for their soldier guards, trying to look in through the window. And they just barely are able to see your eyes as they start waving frantically and with a big smile on their face.
I wave back, because that's what I do.
You see them giggling with each other and fly off, meeting with their other friends in the distance. Going through this immaculate opening of a city, People are bustling back and forth. You see those of the adults are giving their respect to the royal carriage of the Thornberry family coming by. When you get past the common plaza, you get to the immaculate gates of golden thorn bushes. As you feel the magic flow through and the thorn gates open and vines extract backwards. Standing there, excited to meet you. Sassafcat, would you like to introduce your character?
Hi. I'm Delphi Oleander. I'm a princess. I'm nervous.
It's all good. Take your time.
I don't know what all to say.
Would you like me to describe your character for you, for the viewers?
You just want me to just like describe like her appearance?
Yeah. What race is she of? What is she wearing? At the end of it all, what's the face she is wearing after seeing a friend that she hasn't seen in a good few months?
I am a fairy princess. I'm 2 feet tall and 3 inches. So I'm very small. I have short blonde hair. I'm pale. I'm 41, so I'm a little bit younger than Timothy. I don't weigh very much because I'm very small. And my wings are able to change with my mood, but whenever my mood is neutral and just normal, they're just like a shimmering set of different like pinks and just like pinks and light purples. I know in my little picture that I am in like gray, but whenever I'm home I wear a green dress, and it is very simple, but I guess like still elegant and like something that, you know, a princess would wear. Shimmery. And yeah, I like knowledge. I'm the younger sister to the soon-to-be queen, and I have always liked reading and stuff more than talking to people, but one of the few people that I do enjoy talking to is Timothy, and I'm always happy to see him when he's here, so pretty excited for that. He's pretty funny. Okay.
As the smile on your face grows, seeing the carriage approach, it is a great sight to see when the doors open. Your blue-winged, blue-haired, grin
Bestie.
to see you friend, Bestie, hops out.
Bestie. Hey, bitch.
Wow. Okay.
I'm kidding.
Hey.
Hello. Howdy do.
Howdy do. It's been a while. I will never let that happen again. I'll make sure it's a lot longer. No.
As jokes
I'll make
are-
sure my next visit isn't 5 months from now.
Yes, you do need to visit more often. Hopefully, you know, a lot more
Better
often.
circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, given the circumstances, you will be here a lot more anyways, so.
Yeah. Speaking about that,
as you
I need a.
speak up and talk, you hear an announcer from the rear end of the front castle doors, about a few 30 to 40 feet from where you guys are standing. and the announcer proclaims forth. This is on me. I cannot seem to find your sister's name.
Her name is oh geez, now it's like slipping my mind.
Yeah.
Laurel. She's Princess Laurel, soon to be queen.
All right. As the announcer proclaims with the puffiness of his chest, now introducing the Princess Sun Queen, Princess Laurel, here to meet her betrothed. Coming down from the steps in a silverish, leafy green to a glow red towards the tailcoats, you see a young fairy princess with a half-given smile of acknowledging the happiness that was on Delphi's face until both of you look and realizations for reasons of being here sinks in. As the princess approaches, she stands in front of both of you, facing Timothy, and gives a curtsy bow.
I bow back.
As they stand, she looks. So, Timothy, I hope the travel is well.
It was okay. Thank goodness I didn't run into any bandits or whatnot.
Oh yes, the hags of the forest and evil creatures are immaculate, but with your kingdom's army and power and ours protection of magic, this marriage should help keep both our kingdoms safe.
Oh. Yeah.
Timothy and Delphi, can you please give me an insight check?
Okay.
Grab your d20s, roll, and then look for your insight modifier. For our viewers at home, this will be our first roll of the campaign, but on top of that, I want to inform you. The players that you'll meet in the future, and some that are now, haven't played as much, so there might be a few explainings I need to do in the future. If I do, please be patient with us. We're doing this for the fun of it, to have fun.
Hey, come on. I got a 12.
Total?
Mm-hmm.
Delphi, if you go on D&D Beyond, on your character sheet, on your computer, if you click on the... If you go over to your skills, abilities, actually, and you click on the number next to insight, it'll roll a digital dice for you.
Ooh, cool. Good to know.
With a 6 on insight, you simply see your sister adorned in her political stature, standing up straight and holding forward. Timothy, with your...
Wait.
Yes?
What?
That might have been me.
I didn't roll.
Oh, someone else rolled. Okay.
My bad.
I don't know.
That was a me problem.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that when you told. I had to go check it out myself. My bad.
It's all good.
I'm sorry for...
You're absolutely fine. That's why we have the time. Good. If you have your character sheet open on D&D Beyond,
I do.
You'll see a giant slat that says skill, and it should be on there in alphabetical order. Just above intimidation, there's insight. If you click on the number,
you'll see your acrobatics, animal handling, and then you'll see the little bonus. Press that little square right beside it.
Oh, okay. Well.
We both rolled as well.
Well, in that case, as you both stand there before her, you see there is an attempt to hold a political statue. There is a concern on her face. It's not one of hesitation, but one of wishing things were under different circumstances. As she then turns towards the castle doors. Please, come in. We have a lot to discuss.
Okay.
As you guys head through the open castle, this castle is immaculated from top to bottom with different types of flora and fauna and plethora of vines, plants, and ornate gems they have been able to find and decorate. As the princess takes you guys to the quiet chamber where you guys can discuss. The three of you enters the room as one of, get the name right? One of Delphi's personal maids. Her name, or her characteristics is she is a magic-induced ladybug, standing on her hind legs, a knitted red shell on the back, clothing on. Female in stature and nature, and you, Delphi, would know her as Ashley, and your personal maid, close to birth. Very timid and always looking out for your best interest. As she follows close behind, gives a bow to the princess, looks over to you. Lady Delphi, are you going to be needing some assistance today?
Not right now. But thank you.
Okay, I will be close by. Sir Timothy, it's good to meet you. She bows.
You too, Ashley. I bow back.
See her smile. We have the room ready, princess, looking over to your older sister. Thank you, Ashley. As the three of you walk inside, Ashley closes the door behind you, and you get the feeling she's standing outside if you ever need anything. On the inside, it is a immaculated butterfly table. Few snacks and ordained cupcakes lined up on a small tower with a small teapot. And on the inside, there is the head butler that most of you are known to. A fairy of high regard for his job. Black suit and tie with a knitted white bow tie. And on the very center is the family crest of the Hollander family. A fairy in a praying position with magic glitter coming off of the wings, and the bow tie, the end tails are the wings of this family crest. As he introduces himself, you know him. I apologize. You know her as Katie Bumble. Mademoiselle, and she points to the chairs, pulling it out for the princess first, and as she sits, Katie pulls the chairs out for each of you, tucking it inside, and begins to go around the table. What shall we be having to drink today? We have honey tea, some simple lemon water, or I can even go to the kitchen and bring some ornated sugar coffee if anyone would like.
I'll take some lemon water.
The honey tea is fine for me, thank you.
The princess looks. I would take some of that honey tea as well. Thank you, Katie. Of course. She goes around and starts pouring the iced tea water from a glass pitcher and the tea from a ornated teapot, and passes it to each of you, and professionally and expectantly stays in the background next to this glass-narrated window around this butterfly-like table. As you guys sit there, sip on your drinks, and then this eerie awkwardness starts to grow ever so slightly. Where the princess, Laurel, finally speaks up. So, Timothy.
Yes. Princess Floral.
I know you have been friends with my little sister for as long as I can remember. I can't thank you enough.
Yep, pretty much since we were kids.
Yes. The games you guys would play in the courtyard definitely kept the maids on their toes.
Yeah.
I can't help but to apologize. I know it was the political parties of the council and your parents that pushed for this. Especially since after our father passed away and our mother is now falling ill.
Yes, I'm sorry for your guys' loss.
She
Thank you, Timothy.
bows in her head.
Always.
I don't know what the future holds. And if I were to be frank, I don't know if you even care for my hand. I know you and my sister have been close for the longest of times, so I don't want any hard feelings or rough patches. But I do hope that this can work and our kingdoms can flourish after this.
Yeah.
Delphi, it looks over to you.
Yes.
I know you were planning to leave in a few months to the Platinum City. You were invited by the noble family of the Platinum Dragons there to not only learn the knowledge of the earthly realm, but to also share the knowledge of our Feywild, to connect the bridges of our worlds. But I understand that this marriage might be a little rough for you to watch. If you wish, we can see if we can expedite or bring the due date sooner for you to depart if it is going to be unpleasant.
After hearing that, my ears peak and I'm like, I look over at her. You didn't tell me you were going to the city.
It was just arranged a couple weeks ago, and I haven't seen you in months. So
I figured you would have sent a pigeon or something.
pigeon.
Aba has been busy with other mailings back and forth from the Platinum City, from the earthly realm. He usually is our messenger.
Okay.
Right. Well, arranged marriages aren't really the way I think we should go about things, and you know that I feel that way, Laurel, but I don't know. I suppose I could go early. It would be better to be able to study a bit before classes start and get to know my way around things.
Right.
So I think that might be best. Besides, I've never been good, and I just, planning parties and such, and I always end up in the way, so it'd probably be better for you to be able to plan your wedding if I wasn't in the way, you know?
Both of you, once again, feel free to make an insight check.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm rolling my physical dice.
I am not. But back. 11.
I got a 3.
Oh no. As Timothy, you are surprised by this news of Delphi leaving, not going to be at the castle, and if it's in distant plane travel, probably not for a while. That throws you off and takes your attention. And Delphi, you notice the small, not upsetness, but definitely your sister has a look on her face that doesn't agree with most of the idea of you not being there for what, in her mind, would have been a glorious occasion if she can find someone she cares for. And so, with Timothy, with the circumstances, you see her put on the political embrace of the stern face and stoic look. And she takes a deep inhale breath in. I understand. We will have the portal ready if you want to leave the next few days.
Alright, I will go and have people gather my things over the next few days. And, really, I think I'm going to need a few people to help me move my things. But I'll arrange for that. You don't need to worry yourself. You have a lot more bigger things on your mind, so...
Of course, and Timothy, because you're going to be here for a while before she leaves, please feel free to spend time with your soon-to-be sister-in-law.
I for sure am.
The portal will be ready in 3 days. Feel free to have Ashley help you with anything, and Katie, she looks over to the corner. Yes, madam? Whatever they need, feel free to help them out as well. It'll be a sad but great occasion for the first footsteps of a connection between the earthly plane and the Feywild. Of course, madam. So Delphi, if you, Miss Delphi, apologies, if you ever need me, feel free to call. Have Ashley send for me, and I will be there for anything.
Thank you, Katie.
Small bow. As Princess Laurel stands up, I have to get back to the council, relay the information of Sir Timothy's arrival, and go over the coronation of not only the wedding, but my ascension with relieving Mother of her duties and becoming the new queen.
Okay. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to spend a few hours with my friend Delphi here.
Absolutely. And Delphi, if you want to take some time, Mother has requested to see you and Timothy whenever you're free.
Thank you, Laura.
You see her stand and head to the door as Katie opens it, and as your sister steps through, you see her turn her head, and the look in her eyes is not tears of pure sorrow, but the same look of knowing this isn't the outcome most people want. As she then turns and leaves the room.
As she leaves, we turn back to Timothy, and he's just shaking his lemon water in his hand, like anxiety shake.
As Katie leaves after Ashley steps in, sees you two. Oh, I hope that conversation went okay.
Ashley,
Yes?
do you know... Never mind. It went splendid. Thank you.
Right. Queen Shula would like to meet the both of you. I was told to escort by Katie.
Alright. So we're following her?
Yes, as Ashley opens the doors for you guys to exit and then closes behind, she then takes the lead, and as you two follow this ladybug down this pathway, you see the desire from Ashley wanting to comfort the both of you, but not knowing what words to say as she is unaware of this situation. All that was heard is that there was a wedding to be had, but this tension doesn't seem to be what is expected of a happy event. And it actually then turns towards the immaculate golden doors with carved in red gemmed flowers. This is the room that once belonged to your father and mother, but now just solely for her. And as Ashley knocks, the doors open from the interior, and you see a few guards and the head of security, a Oscar Farrell. This fairy is immaculated head to toe with royal armor, a longsword and shield with a butterfly shape and family crest on it. As looking who enters, Princess Delphi, your mother has been expecting you. Prince Timothy. And he bows.
I bow back.
My queen, your daughter and soon-to-be son-in-law here. You hear the saddening truth of a breath that is struggling, still trying to hold the authority of the queen.
I wave.
Thank you, Oscar. You may leave. My daughter, Prince Timothy, please come forward. As the
Yes,
knight
mother.
stands aside, opening the door, letting you two in. He closes the door, and Ashley is standing next to the door, waiting to be called on the interior, and it is just the four of you. Ashley, you two, and your mother, who is lying on the bed, covered in blankets up to her legs. She is sitting up. You see her wings. Katie, the head butler, if that was your question. Feel free to ask questions along the way. I'll gladly answer them.
I just don't want to interrupt.
It's all good. This is what most of the thing is. There's actually a lot of interruption if you watch other popular D&D people at Critical Role. Ask the questions, I will gladly answer.
Okay, so is Katie like...
Katie Bumble, the head butler, is not
She's
actually...
like top butler.
Yes, she's basically the one that directs the other maids and new oncoming butlers, and basically is the one who has served the family the longest.
Alright.
So she would have been your mom's butler when your mom was younger.
Yes,
She's Alfred if Alfred had subordinates.
And that is a very good. That is a very good analogy.
Alfred from Batman.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, oh, then I have a plan. Okay.
As your mother is sitting up, blankets covering her legs, you see her immaculate wings, a lot larger than the common fairy folk, shining in a... You've known the rainbow-esque magic that cycles through. One where you believe to have gotten your wings of own that can change on one's mood. But as her wings are constantly flowing with the essence of fey magic, constantly changing colors, you can see the difference from when she was well, and they were bright and shining powerfully, to the still shimmering colored, but slightly duller form. My sweet daughter Delphi, I do wish things have gotten on a better foot.
I think your mom's talking to you.
I don't know
As
what
I
to say.
nudge her.
As you are whispering to each other.
I'm trying to think of what to say.
Yeah. You see your mother chuckle to herself. Please approach, and you guys move closer towards the bed frame, standing side by side to her. Your father and I were able to find love naturally, blooming with joyous occasion. Thanks to the magic that we hold, I am able to see the magics of all of the fairy. And
When she says that, it stings my heart. Because she gets to find hers willingly.
And as you feel this emotion hit you, feel free to make a either a persuasion or a deception check. You can roll either or and add the number. You don't have to tell me what you use, but just add the number. And
9. 22.
very nice. You are able to hold back the facial expression of the sting, knowing that your chance of finding love is ripped from you. And as you keep your straight face, Delphi, you see, knowing there's no change in it, you see the queen turn her head to you, Timothy. I don't mean
I
to hurt
stand
you.
straight forward.
I can see
Understanding.
your color, your essence of magic. And I know you do not wish for this marriage, Prince Timothy.
Gasp. Sorry, Majesty. I don't.
It's all right. I should have, under better circumstances, have been able to continue my rule for at least 100 more years.
Well, you could talk to the council.
My dear, if a new queen is not solidified with her king, then if anything were to suddenly happen to my condition, it is the council themselves that would take into power. And to keep arguments and strife from hitting this kingdom, this would be the necessary step. However, I know your father, Oslo, would most definitely not agree with this.
If he wouldn't agree with it, then why are you making Laurel go through with it? You could surely persuade the council to rethink their ways. It's not necessary, and both people are wildly unhappy.
You see her reach for something under her pillow where your father's head used to lie. And you see her hold out her hand, beckoning for yours to take embrace.
I take my mother's hand.
As you do, you feel a solid metal object clasp inside. And as she releases, you see a very ornated coin. On one side, the picture of your family crest, a fairy praying with the magic shimmers dotting off. And as you flip the coin to the other side, there is a darkened old and long hag-like creature with a sinister grin smiling through the coin. This
What is that?
was given to your father. It is magic and property. A chance for a new path to be taken. I do not want this marriage to go through, my daughter. So knowing you and your friend's mischief that you gave us a long time ago, you will find your way out. But take this coin with you. If you ever have troubles making a decision, simply do what your father did. Either use your gut instincts, your knowledge, and your life experiences to push forward. And if even that is too difficult, take a chance. For your father flipped that coin, and when it landed in the beautiful fairy lady of guidance of the fate of life, he decided to not only rule this kingdom gracefully, but it gave him whatever small courage finally asked for my hand. She closes your fingers around the coin. And more
Thank
than
you, Mother.
most, you so beautiful daughter. Prince Timothy,
Yeah.
I expect you to take care of her. Keep her safe.
Always.
If you're implying what I think you are, Mother, shouldn't this coin go to Laurel instead of me?
I know Timothy's more happy moments when you guys are playing with the other children. And as he came to visit when he got older, it was hard not to notice the certain butlers that caught his eye. Although
I whisper into Delphi's ear. No.
Of course she knows, I whisper back.
Did you tell her?
No. Mother, please continue.
So you're laughing to herself. Trust me when I say this. I understand keeping the secrets. Those of the political and traditional outputs who see this as a betrayal, as ridiculous as that is. But when you head to the Platinum Star City, I want you to look for someone. There is a man who actually did the same thing you two are thinking of. Running from his lineage along with the lost sister that has been lost to my history as well. For you, Delphi, this is news because you never knew your mother had a sister. He goes...
What are you even... I don't understand, Mother.
Your mom has a sister.
My sister, the older one, ran from her duties and left me with the mess. But I don't regret it. I've had a fun time ruling this kingdom. Now it's time for your sister to rule. But not only Timothy, but Laurel should find her own happiness.
Do you promise to guide her when we are gone? She doesn't have the the knowledge of the scrolls that I have, and she doesn't have the wisdom of age that you have. She leads with her heart, and we both know this, but will she be all right?
My darling Delphi, I will not only watch over her for the rest of my life and beyond, but I will be watching over you as well. The man you are looking for is a charming silver fellow. I believe his name was Theo.
Yeah?
Keep that in mind. And I believe, and she looks over to the back, you see your maid Ashley, like, startled, gets straight again. I believe I know of a way for you guys to escape.
Do tell, Mother.
As the scene cuts from this ever so slightly, a plan has been made. There is a portal, handcrafted, created, that no one knows about. Your mother gives you the map and details as she sends Ashley to collect belongings and things. You guys gather what little supplies you feel like you need as you head down. Your mother gives you the coins and golds necessary. You gather the items, and as you reach the bottom destination where she sends, just as she told, there are 2 magic items, an earring and a circlet, that she told you would help you blend in with the locals. And as you ornate these items to you, you enter in through the door chambers as Ashley starts coming down the stairs and handing you your belongings, your books, your bags, your clothing, some food in case you get hungry. And as you stand there, you go through the door, and this chamber is massive, a lot bigger than any fairy would need to be in. And as you step up to the center, which feels like it's a small journey in itself to get to, in the middle of this sigil on the ground, Ashley goes to the corner of the outside of it and simply looks over to you. And as your mother instructed, you guys infuse your individual magics into the earring and the circlets.
Before we jump in,
Yes?
I yell at Delphi's mom because we walked away from her at this point.
Yep.
I yell at her. I'm like, tell my parents, if you're able to get a chance to talk to them, that I'm sorry.
I might give him a few stronger words, respectfully,
Goodbye,
but I
Mother.
will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Find your happiness, children, for that is the greatest journey that this life can give. As you get to the center of the sigil, you infuse your magics and you see your forms grow. Not painful, but as the magic shifts and makes this dark cloud of fairy dust and comes through, you find yourselves in humanoid-like forms, extremely tall, where your head was now only 5 to 6 feet from the roof of this place. And as you look down to a small little ladybug looking up in somewhat shock, this is it. The outs that you guys have been looking for. The chance to explore and find whatever enjoyment in this new city we said is. As
I grab Delphi's hand as we walk through.
And I brush away tears because I'm crying a little bit as because I'm a little sad. I'm probably never gonna see my mama again. So I'm a little sad.
As she waves at you all, you see her wings start to glow as the sigil starts to light up around you. They should be expecting you, for I have made this preparations long before your sisters.
You knew?
You see the smile grow on her face. Be well, and may the fairy light guide you all. You see her open her hands outward as the fairy wings extend, growing to that bright color you were ever so used to, Delphi. As the magic extends outwards and the sigil light glows and gets brighter, the light becomes blinding as you both close your eyes, and before you know it, you find yourself in a very loud atmosphere. Give me a sec to change the map, ladies and gentlemen, for we are about to enter a new domain.
This beat is sick. This beat is my recital. I think it's very vital.
It's tricky.
It took me to get to
And so the viewers in Discord can also see. You can just change the window there. Let me know if the music cuts out. It shouldn't, but let me know if it does. Music's
Sounds
still
good
kicking?
to me.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. As you guys find yourselves in a massive city, the sounds of multiple things bombard you at once. As you hear the horns of these weird metal contraptions driving through, I would like both of you to make a perception check if you can.
Perception. I got a fighting four. Oh my goodness, man. Straight for it too, by the way.
I got a 13. Also, can I say something?
Yeah.
So I know previously when we talked about my circlet, we talked about the wings staying out when I'm in human form.
Yep.
But given the story and how it went, can I revise that answer?
Absolutely. It is a disguise, a seeming
I
spell.
would like them to not be out and about.
Absolutely.
I was kind of figuring.
Would you wish to do the same, Dr. Pie?
No, mine are already like that when I'm in my human form.
Yeah, that is correct, as we discussed. As you guys seem like humans, Delphi, what did you get for your roll?
You got 13.
13.
All right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
As the noise and everything bombards, you guys look as driving by are these ornated carriages of metal and glass. And on the interior, there are individuals simply sitting inside as the vehicle is moving forward. These massive buildings to the left and right of you made of brick and metal with multiple layers of glass windows igniting high in the sky. And the chime of a very loud clock tower that is just behind you startles you both as you turn around, and you are greeted with a elven folk of long blonde hair, pointy ears, immaculate robe of gold and platinum color schemes, with two kobolds, these lizard folks with the red snouts, somewhat put together, tethered clothing that were supposed to be noble if it wasn't for the smudges and dirts that are on it. And as they are standing in front of a clock tower out of the main city view, you guys are here as this elf looks to you. Oh my. Okay. I was expecting smaller creatures. You are human. And she looks over. You see him. He looks over to the two kobolds. Are you sure you did it correctly? I believe so. And he looks over to the other one. He goes, you draw this, and you do that, and, you did the magic correctly, right? Of course I did. Huh. You two wouldn't happen to be fairies by any chance, would you?
I look around,
You...
and then I lean into them, and I tell them, don't speak it out loud.
Oh, but you are indeed fairies, not humans.
Shh.
Got it, okay. Well then, I guess introductions are in order, as this is your first time. Welcome to the esteemed city of the Platinum Star. And you see him immaculately holds his hands out. And you are introduced to this glorious city on a midday as the sun is coming through some clouds. There are peoples you see in the distance walking around, vehicles that are moving back and forth. And you see in the sky there are even some hovering vehicles with individuals slowly guiding through the skylight as you are next to this ordained huge wall next to this blue clock tower. If you need to know where you are on the map, you are on the bottom right-hand side of the outer layer of the castle wall.
Right hand.
You see a clock
Where that
tower.
big blue clock tower
Yes,
is?
you are right there.
Okay.
For chat to see, they're right here as you follow the mouse circling around. Away from the main center crowd, but you see in the distance the darkened black obsidian-like towers with glass plane to reflect the sunlight, or absorb it in this case. These vehicles do not have tires as a normal car does. You see they are innated with these magic gems, keeping them hovering just off the ground. They are metallic carriages with arcane runes that keep them from essentially scraping along the floor.
Okay.
Well,
As
that's certainly new.
As
Very
the
new.
noise of all this is happening in the distance, you guys are taken aback as we drift away from you guys for a short second. Moving back a few hours before your guys' arrival. In the center plaza near the guilds, the interior enforcers, the police of Platinum City, there is a training ground with dust and the sound of clashing weapons hitting together. And as we zoom in on a specific elven lady. I swear I'm gonna get this wrong. Valindra. It took me so long.
You got it right the first
I got it right the first time. Valindra, will please introduce yourself to the viewers of your character, what she's looking like, how old she is, what race she is. But can you also do that with the idea of being in the heat of battle?
No. Okay. You see a female wood elf, 110 female wood elf, with light tan skin and blonde hair. She has, give me a second to figure out how to pronounce this, Hediophomia eyes. One of them being, the one on the right being purple, and the one on the left being red. She's wearing leather armor. It shows wear and tear from many years of use, but still kept in very good condition.
As this view gets zoomed in on, you are in the middle of this dirt-like arena, and this other elven figure one that you are familiar with and you have trained with many times. You are in the heat of a training battle right now. And the opponent is none other than your eldest brother, Geoff Ramirez. As he pushes off with his longsword, you skid back on your feet with your melee weapons that you have on you. The weapons are wrapped around in your casing, your sheaths, and tied in a way where it will not come loose. As your father on the sideline raises his hands as he speaks out, "No points! Remember, Geoff, your strikes must be true, but at the same time, they have to be decisive. Scrapes and cuts will not cut it. Valindra, I know this is your first time going through this rigorous training before you venture out on your duties. But even though he is your brother, right now, he is your opponent. Strike true. First to 4 points. Begin! I need you to roll initiative if you don't mind.
Rolled. That is a 21.
Okay. As your brother takes a stance in the defensive position, you will be going first. The range of distance means nothing for you're in an enclosed arena. This is simply trying to get your 4 contacts before he does. So, as you feel free to, what would you like to do in this moment?
Wait, do I have a longsword?
He has a longsword. You have a melee weapon, I do believe.
I have a dagger.
And it is wrapped in a sheath, yes.
Okay. I will get in close and start swinging out of it.
As you charge forward and go with the strike in true, go ahead and roll to see if you hit.
24.
A 24 will definitely hit. You go up and you slash across his upper body, and as he brings his sword to block it, you then move lower and hit him true and hard on his leg as he trips a little. As your father immediately lifts his hand, points towards you. 1 point. Your brother turns. All right, then. We're going to do it that way. Do you wish to use your bonus action?
I will not.
All right. As you wait, your brother then takes his sword. All right. Let's see what you got, sister. And rushes forward. And as he takes a step forward, not paying attention to his footing, and with a natural 1, you see he full force steps forward with his leg. As you see the same leg that you hit is hesitant, you quickly use your dagger to trip him up as he falls flat on his face on the floor. That is the end of his turn. You're up, and you have advantage on his hit.
Okay. Let's see. So, 2 dice.
Yep. You take the higher.
There's the first one. It's a 21. 21.
21 will hit, and because he is prone and critical for this particular piece, after you use your dagger to trip his foot, he hits the floor, you get toward his back, and you slash him once across the back ribs, and then once again on the back leg, and you jump back. As your father goes, 2 points! 1 more, and Valindra wins.
I
Geo!
back off a further 5 feet as he says that.
As you jump back and you hold in a defensive position your dagger, your father looks over. Geo! In the politest way I can put it, I do believe your sister is schooling you. You see him get frustrated, punch the dirt, and then stand to his feet. All right. No more going easy. And he charges for you again. Does a 14 hit.
That misses.
As he goes forward and swings, you use your dagger to parry the blade away from him. As he then takes a back swing, and he will try and swing again with his bonus action. That is a natural 20. You feel the blade that's sheathed hit the side, and as you use your dagger to try and block it, the force is too much as it hits the side of your ribs and almost lifts you completely off of your feet. but stumbles you to the right. You fall to the floor, and just before you're able to recover, he comes down and hits you once again square in the guts. For the critical hit, that'll be 2 points as your father goes, 2 points, Geoff! As he steps back in a defensive position, holding the sword next to his face. You didn't think you're gonna get away with this scot-free, did you? It is your turn.
It was looking like it for a moment.
See the grin go across his face. Feel free to make your attack. 16 just hits. How would you like to do this, as this is your last point?
So I will take my dagger and have an underhand facing my wrist, and charge at him, and as he swings down at me, I will be rolling to the side and going for the kidney.
As he steps back in a defensive position, grabbing the sword over his shoulder, getting ready to slash down, you have seen this power swing before. And though it has been effective against other soldiers, you know your older brother too well. You charge for him straight on, expecting him, and as soon as he lifts the blade up to come downward, you parry your leg like a wonderful silhouette of a ballerina, but with the aggressive nature of a warrior. And as the sword goes and hits the dirt below, you bring the sword across and you slash him with the sheath hard in the kidney, where you just see him go, ah, ah, and he just hits the floor. As your father points out, point! Winner of the match. Good job, Valindra. I guess you are ready. As your brother is
Thank you, Father.
rolling on the floor, holding his hand to the back hip. Oh!
Don't make big talk, big brother, if you can't keep it.
Oh, shut it, you got lucky. And as he slowly gets up. Well, I guess you're no longer a kid, that's for sure. He's like rubbing the side. Your father steps forward. It was a good match to both of you, but Geoff, do mind your manners. Sister's a warrior now. Yes, father. Ranger Valindra, he says, like sarcastically, but still appropriately. You know your brother as a knight. Well, I think I'm due for a nice cold bath. Father? Sister, she says sarcastically as he walks off. As you were standing
Valindra
there,
just kind of shakes her head.
you reattach the strap to your waist of your blade as your father approaches. Well done. I take it you want this as a sign that you are ready for the ranger patrols?
Yes, Father.
Right. Well, most certainly prove that you can hold your own. So, we will go over the discussion. But first, I actually do have a side task for you that is just as important as your first task as the ranger for the family of Ramirez. You follow him over where your bow has been sitting. Take your bow and your arrows, sling them over your shoulder, and carry them. You walk through this grand facility that your family uses alongside, and you see hundreds of enforcers, the police of Platinum Star City, all training, moving agrounds, working out, and even simply going on a run. And as you're walking through, you see a couple of people that you are accustomed to, and you see the head of the Knights of the Platinum Enforcers. This Leonin of great golden-like shimmering mane, not shining as in magical, but just glistening off of the sun. Let me pull up his full description. Give me a sec. You know him, and so does your father, as he is known as Captain Prowler Goldenpaw, or for those that are of the streets, simply Captain Goldpaw, as this Leonin is immaculated in solemn plate armor of platinum and gold colors of the royal family, a massive longsword on his side with the shield he carries on his back, with the insignia of the Platinum City, which is the massive dragon holding onto a scroll and a javelin-like pole, simply crossed over and holding onto you tightly. And as he walks by, your father addresses him. Captain Goldpaw. Ah, Nobleman Valcom. How's it coming? Well, my daughter just passed her training, and she will be joining the Rangers to scout the outer forest when need be. Dangerous tasks, I see. But if he passes the training, I know she's up for it. And he looks over to you. His teeth and smile can come off either intimidating or just, frankly, scary, depending. But his outline and features are represented as proud, but very based on the simplicity of doing his job, being the enforcer and the head captain of the enforcers. As he looks over to you, do you say anything?
She just gives him a small smile.
He bows his head, and as he opens them, well, if you ever need anything from us, the noble family of Ramirez is always welcome to come talk to me. Help you out in cases of whatever you need. Your name was Valindra, correct?
Indeed, it is.
Feel free, when we're in private, to simply call me Captain Prowler. Public, Captain Goldpaw. Gotta maintain an image on the city streets so that those that wish to commit violence and crime won't do as such. And you hear the low growl of a lion past this massive, booming voice. Well, Captain Prowler, me and my daughter have something to do for our first task. Really? Is she gonna be the one to introduce them? Yes. We have been expecting their visit for a while, and it sounds like things might be ready. Well, make sure you do your job well, Ranger Valindra. And he starts walking away, laughing to himself in the distance. Your father looks back to you. Valindra? Feel free to be a great adventurer. Try not to be overbearing like him. And he turns over with a half-cocked smile as you follow your father into the noble palace connected.
Under my breath, I whisper, "No promises."
As you walk through an innated garden on the pathway, 2 cherry blossom trees on either side. For those that want to see on the map, it is the top corner right here, leading from the Enforcer's campground through the open plaza, entering inside the small noble housing hold of the Ramirez family. And as you enter inside, you are greeted with more than 75 to close to 100 different types of elven folk, walking around, working on things, inventing, creating, and just studying and learning. As much as you know as your Ramirez family to be a noble household that serves directly under the king, ready to respond whenever he needs, you are looking around at your family's second gift to the city. As you pass by the central workshop where your mother works, you know that your mother is not only in charge of the archers of the Platinum Army, she also spends her magic and time to help the... I want to make sure I get this history right. To help her mother, the grandmother, chief of the scientific mage division that helps advance the city forward. As your father enters into the room, looks over to his wife, Katrina. As your mother turns, and how did it go? Your daughter now falls into the ranks of archery and ranger. As your mother looks to you, did train her well. She goes over, holds her arms out, expecting of a hug.
I gladly go hug my mother.
As you hug her deeply, she whispers in your ear, I'm so proud of you. But this is gonna get difficult from now on. There's no training grounds and there's no sheathed weapons. When you go out there, it's gonna be claws and teeth. As you...
And I look forward to it all.
As you gain the smile on your face of saying this, you hear in the background, oh, don't you coddle him. She will do fine on her own out there. And you see your grandmother, Senavasa Ramirez, the wood elf and mage and chief scientist of the Ramirez family. Coming close to the 800-year mark of her birthday, she turns around and you see a small metallic device in her hands. She's well and old enough to take care of herself. And if anything, if I know, I bet it was a washed game, wasn't it? That GF probably got slaughtered.
He got 2 lucky hits in.
Ah, you should have made it a clear game. When I trained your father, I left him with no mercy. I whipped him so good from time to time that he became the head of the household that he is today. You see your father just like grab the pinch of his nose, like, Mother, we're here for the device. Ah, yes. And goes over and she turns, picking up some, scooting alongside just different types of bolts and gears, and you hear the clattering of some washer pings off the floor and rolls. Now, where is it? And she goes over and picks up a squarish box and turns over. There it is, the device to help pinpoint the portal of the Fey realm. It was a good thing that the queen of the Fairy Kingdom decided to help us out with this. Otherwise, who knows where they could have teleported to. Right. We are expecting the princess and I believe one other to be joining us in the noble household as their stay is to study and learn. Yes, yes. Here it is. And she goes and hands your father this ornated box. It's of golden nature with these weird runes around it. So what languages do you speak?
Me?
Yes.
Give me a moment. I've already forgotten. Oh, they're over there. Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Primordial.
As you see this, you see the runes on it, and they have an elvish touch to them, but not enough where you're able to understand it. It's like very old, complicated elvish. It's a weird format, and the way it's ignited off in different curvatures just throws you all off. As your father takes the box and looks over, thank you, Mother. We will be accepting the royal family of the fairies with the utmost courtesy. Isn't that right, Valindra?
Of course, Father.
From my understanding from the Royal King's decree, when the princess, I believe her name was Delphi, when she heads to school, you have a side mission to just simply keep an eye out for her. Make sure no ruffians of the outside nature try to engage in the recent rumors that have been going around. Feel free to
Oh.
make a history check, Lindra.
Give me a second. History. That is an 11.
With an 11, you have heard recent rumors. The common folk have somehow gotten word of fairies and Fey realm creatures starting to move around. And a very uncommon and uprising rumor is that the Fey magic can help individuals get past the dangers of the outside walls. And this has drawn the attention of some very dangerous people. This is going to be an important task to make sure that no bandits or Platinum Dragon forbid some mercenaries to come after them, which just simply reminds you of how important this job is to keep them safe. As you and your father head out to the open area of this center glass-like floor, marble and innated with the elvish history, and on the walls you see the story of how Platinum City came to be. A place risen and defended by the Platinum Dragon, the royal family's eldest, the ancient dragon. The one that history has called Sephather, the radiant guardian of Platinum Star City. Long said to have passed, leaving his royal descendants to rule. The current king, Draco Platinum, an adult silver dragon, and Galfia, the queen, an adult metallic brass dragon. There are many children also below, the two princes and the two princesses.
What was the queen's name?
The queen's name is Galfia. Galphia. As this ornated wall goes through the history of Sephather, defending this people from monsters, ornating the walls that defend, and calling down divine light to keep the creatures at bay. To the longer histories of intricate creatures then coming to the ancient dragon as he gives dominion and protection to all. You see the different types of creatures, from beast folk, merfolk, and ever so small on the wall. There seems to be some fairy folk, pixies, rodent-like creatures. You haven't seen much of fey creatures in the city, but you know there are some that have already moved from the fey realm to the city. They keep to themselves, help out where they can. But this bridge, this dutiful task of this princess coming to help build the bridge stronger, has been long expected from not only the royal family, but even yours. Grandmother excited to work alongside Fey magic realms to help make the city a better place and give more protection to its citizens. And you feel this noble duty amongst you to help her on the meantime, but also the excitement of still being able to explore on the downtime. And as you reach the center, your father sets down the box in the middle. Listen, Valindra, to wait here for when this box activates. It should create the portal sigil of where they are supposed to come through. And simply introduce yourself, treat them with respect, and bring them to the noble quarters where they will be resting up. I will be meeting you and them there when the time comes. And you see him pull out a small patch covered in leaves as he hands it to you, a small lunch in case things drag on for too long. Are you up for the task, Valindra?
Of course, Father.
You see him pat your head.
Kind of swat at it, kind of ducking around it.
You're gonna do great things, my daughter. And turns and walks out of this marble-esque room. As you wait, sharpening your arrows with your knife, thinking of the extravagant world on the outside, the woods to the west, and the creatures you can't wait to engage and defeat. The idea of protecting the princess is alright, and considering how it's only going to be a short, maybe 3 to 4 hours of school time, you'll have plenty of time to go out and adventure out into the forest afterwards. You might even be able to join one of the adventure guilds if you want to double dip in favor and gold. And as you're sitting there, you see the box start to glow. The runic colors shine in a rainbow-esque form as a swirling twist of this mist and sparkling magic starts to apparate. And as you stand
Are there people around us?
there is no one in this room besides you.
Oh, I thought we were out on the street.
As the mist and shining glitters glow and extend outwards, you see a darkened shimmer. Before the box cracks. And the mist dissipates. And it is just you
I
in this marvelous
roll-
room.
I roll Arcana to see if I realize what it was.
Make an Arcana check.
12.
With the 12, you go up to the box and you know nothing of it, but you see the cracks that are laid upon it. And as you mess with the box, you feel a more familiar like magic. Elvish. You don't know what happened, but make an investigation check for me as well.
That's also a 12.
With a 12, you look below and you see at the bottom of the box there is a weird inscription. And as you take a closer look, this one is in plain Elvish. And it simply, the word simply reads, transfer. Seeing this and knowing that there's no one else in here when someone was supposed to be here, what do you do in this moment?
I pick up the box and put it in my bag and return. I go talk to my grandmother.
As you head out with great urgency through the open doors back across the Citadel, we then zoom out as times have now connected. On the outside of this noble wall, next to a clock tower, with this high elf individual talking to Princess Delphi and Prince Timothy. This high elf looks to you. The two of you. I'm so glad you were able to make it. I hope the journeys wasn't too difficult for you.
Don't make me remember it. It's very sad.
I'm so sorry to hear. Well, I know of your details of wanting to study and learn. Is that not correct? What is your name again?
Delphi.
Right, Delphi. And, the name of your companion here?
This is Prince Timothy.
Prince?
Yes.
Both of you make an insight check.
Oh.
15. Just straight 15.
9.
Delphi, this is a new place to you, so it's awkward for everyone. Yes, you might see it. However, Timothy, you know the looks of those holding back information, especially those that get startling information. This high elf
Startling.
was not expecting to you of being royal. Well,
Okay.
well,
Oh no, I'm not
In-
saying that. I'm sorry. I thought it was muted.
you know, it's all good. in that case, I guess we should hurry this along. You two little
I
ones.
sure hope so.
You see as this high elf looks at the two kobolds. You two little ones, do what you were hired to do. And you see him turn, and you see the high elf whisper under his breath, snap his fingers, and you feel magic, the 20-foot dome encumbering all of you, arise. As you see the two kobolds turn with a deep grin exposing their teeth as they reach under their cloaks, and you see each of them pull out a dagger.
Oh my god.
If you two can you go ahead and roll for initiative, please?
Okay.
When they didn't appear, I immediately knew what was
You
going
are on the run to head to your grandmother, yes.
I got a 14.
Okay.
It's gonna be the one right beside your armor class.
Huh?
On the
Your initiative, it's gonna be the one right beside your armor class to the left.
Okay, I click that box.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh. Got a 5.
His ass is gonna get stabbed.
I'm
so-
so smart.
when it comes to multiple creatures and players, I usually do the Matt Mercer thing of basically saying the 25 to 20, and if your number's in that slot, I'll write your name down so we can get it in order. But I know you got a 15, correct, Timothy?
Yes.
All right, so you would be on the list.
14.
No, I think I got a 15.
I heard 15, but either way, it's still not high enough for the next highest person.
Yeah, 15.
No.
Because I have a +1.
Odd. But whatever.
It auto calculates on D&D Beyond. It adds the bonus.
You rolled a 13 and you got a +1, which is 14.
No, I rolled a 14 and got a +1.
Anything 12 or higher basically makes it where, in this initiative order, Timothy, you're on the top of the list. What would
Oh
you
wait,
like?
no,
the
never mind.
the
Never
game-
mind.
the
You're right.
game
You're
log.
right. It is 14. Sorry, I was looking at my insight. Sorry.
It's all good. Timothy, you are the first in this encounter as you see these two kobolds pull daggers out. What do you do?
Okay. I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Delphi.
As you turn to get ready to cast Bardic Inspiration, this is where me as a DM have to get ready for certain things. I'm gonna look up one specific detail. If you can help me out, if you know, does bardic inspiration need somatic or verbal components?
As a bonus action, a creature other than yourself that can hear you gains an inspiration die, 1d6 for 10 minutes.
As you turn around to give this bardic inspiration, as your mouth opens, you feel your vocal cords vibrate of wanting to say something. No noise escapes.
Wait, can I not do
I
it
need-
with, like, my music? Like violin?
As you pull up so your violin to also try and inspire, you brush your bow against the strings, and you feel the vibrations of music should be announcing, but there is no noise.
I play Baldur's Gate. I know what this is. We're
You're also a
surprised.
wizard and you know what this is.
Yeah, both
We're
of you,
surprised.
roll me an Arcana check in this moment.
Arcana? Okay.
Ooh,
Oh my god, I got a 5.
I got a 21.
With a 21, Delphi, you've studied magic long enough. You know that a silence spell has encumbered you guys. No noise can be made, so spells that require verbal
Literally.
components do not work.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yes.
Timothy, you never did your racial ability score increases.
What does that mean?
Should that not have automatically kicked in?
I'm looking at his racial traits and it says no choice made.
Where do you see that at?
Let's go ahead and take a pause. Yeah, let's go and fix that, because that could
I
increase
have
everything.
No idea where that's at.
Let me help you out here. It should be, you go to editing.
So you see action spells, inventory, and all that.
Yes, I finally see it.
Features and traits, no choices made.
Okay, yeah. So where do I go?
Oh, yeah, ability scores. So you can add ability scores. We didn't do this. You can either increase a +2 ability score to one category of your choice, or a +1 to another.
So where do I go for it to edit that?
If you look at the top of your character sheet, there should be an anvil.
Mm-hmm.
If you click on the anvil, it will take you to your home page or your class page. You simply move over to your abilities,
Okay.
and then in your abilities, you'll see ability score increase.
Mm-hmm.
If you click on that, it'll give you two options of a +2 and a +1. And below that, the top bar, you can choose a ability and it'll increase it by 1. And then on the one below it, you can choose another ability and increase it by 2.
Okay.
So you can choose which modifier you want to add it to.
Okay.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, I was under the impression that if you rolled a 1, you didn't get your modifiers.
You always get your modifiers.
You always get your modifiers. That'll always come in.
Okay. Well then, Baldur's Gate lies to me.
Well, Baldur's Gate is a different format, so even though D&D is 5e is what we're going off of, Baldur's Gate has a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of different things. So, and bonus actions in Baldur's Gate, you can only either drink a potion or do small things, and bonus actions can be used to do small minor actions besides just simply drinking a potion. There's also 2-weapon fighting for most characters.
So I did that. Do I just like refresh my page now?
If you finish clicking both, yeah, refresh the page.
Sass, you also have to remember that Baldur's Gate is a video game with hard-coded rules,
I
and
know, but it's really
D&D's rules are a guideline.
I know, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really my only
Reference.
I get it.
Did it update it?
Yeah, you chose strength and then wisdom.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. And then you click on your character sheet and you should be good to go. All right. And we'll fix things up as we do things, because this is the first time doing it, so aha.
Yeah, just looking through your character sheets and it's like, oh, that's not there.
So I do have a rapier on me, and that was just my bonus action, right?
Yep.
Hey, oh god. My spells. I just have... Literally, all I got is my Bardic Inspiration, spellcasting, but then I have Druidcraft. I don't know what it does. It doesn't tell me the description.
Druidcraft helps you create small plant life. It wouldn't be effective in this combat scenario,
Oh.
but it could use a distraction for a later time, depending on what you guys wish to do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to...
There are two kobolds with daggers visibly shown, and the high elf that's standing in the back, looking as posh as ever, but keeping an eye out.
How close is the... You said he was a high elf?
He's a high elf, yes. He is.
How close is he to me?
He's within 30 feet,
30 feet?
but the kobolds are right next to him. So if you charge at him, all three individuals will be in your attack range. Using the mind palace for now, chat. So I'll have roll
Because I
20
feel-
up and running in the future.
Because I feel like it's the high elf that is doing the thing. So I want to get rid of him.
All right.
So I'm going to... Wait, do I have a... No. Sad, I don't have a bow or a crossbow.
Yeah, but you came here with just the defense of your rapier and your violin for your magic, and you weren't expecting to be ambushed like this.
Literally. Alright, so I'm going to... Suck. Okay, I'm going to try... I'm going to... Oh god, I don't have anything!
You can simply try another stab him, or if you wish, you can try and run. It will be turn-based order though, and so up next after you is the kobolds.
Okay, well, I'm gonna run up to one of the kobolds and I'm going to try attacking him.
All right, you rush up, drawing your rapier out. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Right. And that is just my strength.
So next to your character sheet, it's the hit, so it's +3.
My hit plus 3.
Yeah, on your
right
character.
there by my rapier.
Yes, next to your rapier, you have the range of your rapier reaches up to 5 feet, and the hit is what you
I got a 14.
A 14 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage, which is 1d8 plus your 1.
Get out of my way. An 8.
Nice. As you rush forward, you draw your rapier out, and you see the kobolds start taken by surprise, not expecting you to run after hearing you were a prince, and then all of a sudden your blade pierces straight through like a pin needle of a bee sting, and as the blade goes through, you withdraw the rapier, and you see the blood splurt out as the kobold drops the knife and falls prone to the floor.
And then I let out a menacing laugh.
As you let out this laugh trying to intimidate, you quickly realize that your voice isn't escaping in the silence bubble spell. No noise can escape. So, Delphi, you just see as a blade enters in and Timothy defeats one of the kobolds. His actions are cackling, but no noise is escaping. As the high elf sees this, he is up next after the kobold died. The high elf sees this. You see his motions and movements are all exaggerating, cover his mouth with his fingertips, not expecting this violence to take place. And he will take a few steps back, and you see him beginning to retreat into the clock tower. As the second kobold up next will then charge you, Timothy. Take a swing with his dagger. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
I think you're cheating.
It's an 18 dice. I roll appropriately.
Totally cheating.
Not even your first battle, and you're already telling the DM that he's cheating.
But here's the thing. He's the DM. He's God. He can cheat if he wants.
Hey, don't do that. That's no fun for the story. All right.
Oh, I know, but
Come on, just give it a few sessions, then say he's cheating.
I can cheat if I want to. I can send in your dragon way. All right. Ooh. As the kobold slashes the dagger across, that'll be 6 points of slashing damage.
Wait, to who? I'm lost.
It's damage to Timothy. This kobold has attacked him as he finished off his other brethren.
Okay, and you said he did 6 damage?
Yes, 6 slashing damage. And as the blade goes across it, your clothing chest hairs,
My chest hairs.
a small trickling of blood leaks down as the goblin himself is also cackling, but once again, no vocal voice is coming through. His jaws just slightly open and shaking up and down.
I look at him and
That
I
is-
mouth the words loser.
At the end of the kobold's turn, Delphi, you are up. You see your friend with a slash mark across his chest with blood trickling down. One kobold is dead on the floor as the other one is facing off with a dagger as the high elf is backing up into the tower. What would you like to do?
Sorry.
It's all good. We're here to help too if you want any suggestions or...
I'm just learning.
Absolutely.
So,
So you have 2 spell slots that you can use to cast spells, or if
Yeah,
you
but-
simply wish, you can also use your cantrips, which you have Firebolt.
every single
They-
one of my things.
they all require verbal components.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
they do.
every single one of my spells.
You also have your quarterstaff.
Yeah. So is the high elf that's running away?
He's yes.
Is he? Like, does distance matter right now?
He's within the 30 feet, so if you charge him, you can reach him.
Okay. Can I bop him?
Yeah, you run forward, angered look on your face for this betrayal, this ambush, and you grab your quarterstaff and you run to him. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
How do I do this?
You will click on the hit DC box next to your quarterstaff. You click on it and it should roll it for you.
Okay. 14.
14 will hit. Go ahead and roll, since you were using both hands, roll the 1d8.
So the 1d8.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3.
As you go and you smack this high elf on the head, you see him rub his temple as there's like a wooden imprinting of a staff mark on his forehead now.
That's what he gets.
And he's gonna have to make a concentration check. That is 5 plus 4 for a 9 is a fail. And you see the
Thank
silent
God.
spell dissipates as you hear the
Yes.
outside noise and finally mix in with your own breath, and you finally hear again.
Bitch.
Yes!
As you say that to him, he's like,
bitch!
"Ow!" And he's holding his forehead.
Take that!
Do you wish to use a bonus action, or
You're able to.
And what can the bonus action be?
there's 2-weapon fighting, but because you're using a versatile weapon, I personally like it that you don't just waste the action. You can whack him again.
Yeah, I'd like to whack him again.
All right, make another attack roll.
Okay, so the hit DC again.
Yep. Or
Oh,
yeah, it's
6.
Yeah. 6. As you go back down with the staff, you see him put up his hand to block the blow. Enough with this, you ruffian! Is that the end of your turn? You used your movement to get up in his face. You use your action and bonus action, so it is safe to move on unless you want to say anything to him as you're staring in his face with a staff.
Can I do something physical that doesn't actually hurt him?
What would you like to do?
Can I stomp on his toe?
you give him this like slight kick to the shin, and you see him he's like, ow. Top of the round, Timothy, you're up. You have a kobold in front of you, and you see Daphne starting to whack this high elf that laid this trap out.
Okay, so I'm going to do my bardic inspiration now on Delphi,
And
because
as
it's my bonus action.
as you sing out the magic influence, you see the fairy dust move from the vocals and encircle Daphne and filling her with inspiration.
Yes. And then I'm going to look at this kobold, and I'm going to be like, "You don't scare me." And then I hit him with my rapier.
Make an attack roll.
An 18.
18 will hit. Roll for damage.
A 2.
As you come across, you slash your blade and you see this goblin move, and it slices the side of his face, giving him a small little scar on the side cheek. He is still standing, but he is hurt. You want a bonus action? Oh no, bonus action, you inspired.
Am I able to do an unarmed strike?
Unfortunately, you already used a bonus action to give Selfie the inspiration, bardic inspiration, and you used your action to strike him. So I believe that should be the end of your turn, unless you want to try and move out of his combat range. But the kobold will have an attack of opportunity on you if you do.
Can I do like an acrobatics jump away?
The implicity is that when you leave his attack range, he will still get that attack. But you can, if you want to move out of the range, you can do an acrobatic stunt out of the way. But he will still get that strike against you.
I'll do that.
All right, go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Oh my god, not one.
Oh, as you turn and try and escape, the goblin will take his attack of opportunity as you try and leave his range. That is a 19 plus 3 for a total of 23 to hit.
God.
And that'll be another 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay. I'll see you next.
You're not dead. You are knocked unconscious. As you try and turn to escape, the kobold turns and slashes your back, and as the pain hits you, you fall prone on the floor.
Oh. Some bullshit.
The high elf is up next. The high elf will look to you and will try and use a shove attack. Delphi, if you can, make a athletics check.
Athletics?
Yes.
Please, 11.
As you stand there in front of him, you turn to see your friend Timothy fall prone and bleeding. You get nervous and lose track as the elf pushes you away from him, and he's able to escape without taking an attack of opportunity. He will then run into the tower on a way out of sight. The kobold up next sees Timothy on the floor, turns over to you, and will charge you, and he gets in your face. He will try and slash you with his dagger. That is once again a 19 plus 3 for a 22 to hit.
A 22.
That'll be 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay, how do I...
Next to your hit points on the top, there's a box that says heal and damage. If you click in there, you can type in 6 and then click on damage.
Okay.
As you get hits and slashed, the pain is horrible. This is the first time you've ever been attacked, and it is a scary situation. It is your turn. What do you wish to do?
You better hit that bitch.
Mm,
Oh my god.
now can I use firebolt
You
on him, or is he
absolutely
too
can.
close?
You absolutely can.
I can?
Yes, because it is a ranged effect, it will be a disadvantage, which means you just roll 2 of the hit dice and take the lower.
You roll 2 hit dice, so I roll twice, and then whichever one is lower.
Yes.
Okay, I can do that. 10 for 14 and 13 for 17, so 14.
14 will hit. Go ahead and roll your 1d10 fire damage.
7.
How do you want to finish off this kobold?
Is he... What do you mean?
He will be dead, and he will burn with your firebolt. So how do you wish to end him? Do you want any dramatic flair, or would you like me to explain what happens?
You can do it.
As you see your friend, Timothy, on the floor not moving, you are filled with enraged, and your wings glitter to a brightish red as your magic infuses into your hand, and you launch this firebolt into this goblin. And it's almost as if the fairy light itself ignites him from the outside, bursting into flames as he falls back on the floor, struggling before he finally stops moving. You
Do we
still
look
have...
like fairies right now?
You look like humans, but your magic and your wings are still there, only no one can see them.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're good.
Continue.
As this happens, you still have your movement. Do you wish to go to your friend to see how you can help him out, or do you take chase after the high elf that is escaping through the tower?
I'm gonna go to Timothy.
As you run over to Timothy, you'll say we're out of initiative order because there's nothing else, no other combat and creatures that are dangerous near you. And as you go to him, you see him on the floor, a big cut in the front chest and on the back. You flip him upwards, and he is unconscious and bleeding out. Timothy, can you roll a death saving throw for me, please? You just roll a d20, and you tell me what the number is.
Okay. Come on, dice. Come on. Oh my god, a 7!
That is a fail. As you see Timothy, as he coughs, there's slight blood trickling from the side of his cheek. What would you do in this moment? Would you try and help him yourself? Would you call out for help? What would you do?
If I have good medicine knowledge, can I try to help him?
You can absolutely make a medicine check to try and stabilize him yourself, yes.
Okay, I want to do that.
So, in your medicine, you have a +5 to it, so you click on it and you go ahead and roll.
15.
15? You take your unaided dress and some dressings of other cloth from your baggage, pull out some water and everything that Ashley gave you, and you start mending his wounds and start bandaging it up, closing the wounds inside, and just keep him stable. Timothy, you are no longer in the dying state, but you're not conscious, so you're in the stable state.
Okay, so what do you want me to do?
You're simply back up to you're still at 0 hit points, but you're unconscious, unresponsive, but you're not dying anymore.
Oh, thank God.
And as Delphi, you are holding Timothy in your arms, you see how he's not getting any worse, which is good. You are left there in the noise of the city, on the outskirts of this massive wall and clock tower. What do you do in this moment? You can wish to either cry out for someone, or you can try and pick up your friend and move on, but that would require a strength check. See if you can bring him along the way, somewhere, anywhere.
trying to. I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I have message.
You
And
do.
do I have to know that a target is going to be reached? Like, do I?
It's within
I
100.
accidentally
Message
deleted
is 120 feet.
It's 120 feet, but the specific wordage is you point towards a creature within range and you whisper a message, and only that target hears the message can reply. You can spell. You can cast the spell through solid objects. However, it can only go through 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead. So it can't go through like layers and layers, but it can go to 120 feet of any individual you currently are see in that range, and only one person will be able to respond.
Would I have to roll? Am I on?
Figure it out. Okay.
Am I on like? Can I? So, if I do something now,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm new to this,
Yeah, it's okay.
if I do something right now
Yes.
to see, am I going to be wasting the opportunity to pick him up and take him for help? If not,
No,
if it
you
doesn't-
are out of initiative
you're-
order, so you're
yeah.
free to roam as you see fit.
Okay, so I'm not like, if I choose to do this, then I'm not going to like
No, it's
potentially kill him.
no. He's no longer he's no longer
you
dying.
saved me from that.
Yes, you saved him with the medicine check, so he's no longer dying, but he's still unconscious. And you're out in this
Okay.
open, unfamiliar world, this new city.
Can I look like out of the alleyway to see if there's anyone there that might be able to help, like a guard or something?
Absolutely. Make a perception check.
Okay. 14.
With a 14, you are looking out past the tower towards somewhat the open street, and you see this tall fellow has this raggedy cloth over his shoulders. He has this weird scale-like skin to him of a silverish color, and he's the only one at the end of the hall that is like stumbling through.
And well, I don't feel good about him.
With a 14, you hear in the distance, you hear like the small mumbling that he's saying in the distance. It's gonna be a good day. He's like singing them to
He's
himself.
a drunk man.
Yeah, so he's very drunk.
I believe. Oh no, never mind. I can't say anything.
Okay, and that's the only person I see.
From this way, yeah, be next to the clock tower in this alleyway, yes. And as you were looking left and right, you see the individual lift his head after taking a drink from this gourd, and you see his eyes make contact with you. As he lets it down, you see this long, innated snout with these somewhat sharpened teeth as he turns to you. This is the first time you've seen him, but with your history, you know of this creature being of a dragonborn descent. As this individual looks to you, is everything okay over there?
So he's within talking range?
He's like semi-screaming, but yes, he's at the end of the alleyway, where the street and the roads and people connect through this long area towards the clock tower.
Okay. So I don't need to use my spell then. Can I just call out to him that I need help, like a guard or a medic or someone?
As you say this, you see him like take a breath, and he's like moving his way down. He's like going off of walls, bouncing off like a bowling ball off those safety pins down the alley. And as he gets to you, oh, what happened? Oh, and you see him like trying to like sober up instantly, which is only like half working. And he corks his gourd, sits behind him. What happened? Are you guys okay?
We we just need help. We just
Right.
he just got hurt. Like we just need
Right. And
we
he-
need someone to help.
You see him reach into his back pouch and pull out this red liquid potion. Feel free to make an Arcana check if you want.
Okie dokie. 19.
You see this and you see the magic essence of this. You know this to be a healing potion. As he pops the cork off, lean your friend up, leans him open. You see him, this Dragonborn, very big in nature. Now that he's up next to you, even in your human disguises, he is somewhat towering over you. But even so, with these masculine like hands and claws extending from the silverish metal-like scales, you see he's being gentle as possible as he pours the potion in Timothy's hand. Timothy, you are back at full HP and you come to consciousness.
Full HP?
Yep.
Yes!
As Timothy's eyes start blinking open, the last thing you remember, Timothy, was a long-snouted red kobold creature slashing at you as you try to get away. And now as you open your eyes, you see this massive silver dragonoid creature staring at your face as he looks at you. Not as best, but not the worst breath. You can smell the liquor that he's been drinking of a winish mixture. As he looks at you, he's like, "Oh, okay, I think he's good. I think he's okay."
I freak out and I hit him with my violin.
Make an attack roll.
Since we're not in initiative roll,
Yeah.
can I scold Timothy and say Timothy, he's helping you.
You absolutely can as this
But I
swing
freak
comes
out.
down. Yeah.
Okay,
Could
I understand.
Yeah.
Would that be able to be under unarmed?
It's under unarmed
strike?
because it's a makeshift and unarmed is, but for improvised
Oh my-
weaponry.
I got a 20.
Oh. As you just
Nope,
go
no.
and you
It was,
what?
it was not a nat 20 though.
Oh, dirty
No,
20.
yeah, it was a 19
Okay.
plus 1.
You
Yeah,
just
yeah, it was a
you
dirty
just
20.
grab your violin that's next to you and just turn flip the whole trying to stand to your feet while swinging, and as the violin hits him you just hear the twang of the violin as just oh, okay, yeah, he's fine, he's good. And he's holding the side of his lip as he stands to his feet. Seeing this person up close as you are getting up, Timothy, in shock, Delphi scolding you slightly for hitting him.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm gonna kind of step towards him, hands up, and be like, "Oh my God, can I are you okay? I'm so sorry," and just start apologizing for
as you
Timothy.
stand up to him, you notice now that you're not kneeling down on Timothy and you're both standing. This person is towering over your humanoid forms. He is roughly 6'7", very large in size. And as you see through his rags, he is carrying nothing but a gourd on his hip, and it seems like a small pouch to carry small miscellaneous items. As he looks, now it's understandable. Coming back from consciousness, it's not the first time I've been hit for, well, yeah, lesser reasons.
I'm looking down. I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry.
Hey, it's all
Can we offer
good.
you anything for helping us?
No, it's fine. I think I've sobered up enough from that hit. That was a good hit. He looks at both of you. You guys don't look like you belong here.
We've just only arrived.
Yeah.
That's weird. No one usually just enters in from the city except for you see him pause for himself. The realization comes over his face as he looks back to you.
I look at him dead eye, straight, no smiling, no nothing. I'm just dead staring at him, and I'm like, what?
You guys from the Fey Realm?
Why do you want to know?
It's good on you. Keep that facade up. He stands to his full height. Well,
I look up. This tall, giant man is staring at me, and I pee my pants.
oh, right.
My apologies, sir.
No, I'm
Timothy.
sorry. I know my intimidation can be presence. I'm usually more cheerful than this. Sorry.
You are so chaotic, and I love it.
I'm a chaotic neutral.
You
too.
see him hold out his hand in a handshake. Name's Theodore.
I stand on my tippy toes and I give him a handshake back.
Theo,
I know we can.
can I?
Huh?
Can I?
Oh
So
my!
he-
We're in a human form. Oh
he-
my god!
Turns
so
to
he
you.
said his name was Theodore.
Yep.
Okay. And I just Theo, like confused.
And he turns to you. That's what my friends call me, yeah. Oh.
Delphi, it's him.
Do you think it could be?
Were you looking for me?
Possibly,
I don't know.
if you're the right man.
Well, and you see him try to, like, with that comment, he tries to, like, straighten his back and somewhat fix his, like, somewhat tattered cloak. Well, I don't know about... some might say I'm the right. Anyway, how would you know me? I know some denizens of the Fey realm, but I haven't been there in years, so I don't know if anyone immediately would know me, especially the humanoid forms.
I ask him to give me a few minutes, and I go searching the dead bodies for things.
You go over to the kobolds, and he's just like, "Oh, all right."
Do they got anything on them?
They have a few things, yeah. You are able to collect roughly 200 silver,
200 silver.
and
Okay, but one of
a
them is
dagger.
incinerated.
the other one is incinerated. Yeah, that's the one that you finished off, Timothy, with the rapier. That's the you're able to collect the gold and
200 silver. All right, what do I get from the one that I killed?
so that is the one from the one you killed, because the other one's
Mhm.
ash.
Did he just have 200 silver?
Yeah, he just had 200 silver on the individual body.
All right, so I kick his body and I walk back to him.
While he was
Doing
rummaging,
that. Yeah.
I look at Theodore and I lightly say, I think you know. Okay, wait, hold on. Pause.
Pause. Yeah.
Was it, because that conversation happened so long ago,
Yep.
was it the mother or the sister that knew him?
The mother.
Their mom.
Okay, I thought I didn't want to mess that up. Okay. Okay, unpause.
Yep.
I think you knew my mother.
You're not like. I don't see any scales on you, so it's not like you're my kids or anything.
Kids. We are
No,
not dragons.
no. My mother. Oh shit! I don't ever think I gave her a name.
I gave her a name. I mentioned it once, but it was a difficult one, so let me get it for you again.
Okay.
It is. Scroll to it. Olinder House, Queen Shula, Shula.
Ashula? Okay. My mother is Queen Ashula of Thistlegrove.
It's a Shula, Shula. There's no A.
Oh,
But still, yeah.
okay.
Oh,
As
I
you-
put A in there too.
Oh, my bad. All good. As you mention this to her, you see his eyes brighten in a serious but pleasant tone of like, oh, your mother sent you?
Yes. Well, I was supposed to come study here anyways. But we came a little early and we used. Well, I was supposed to come the proper way, but because of urgency, we had to go a little more discreetly. So that would be why I'm not here.
Okay. Wait, so if that's your mother, you're a fairy.
Yes, we have
Disguises. Okay.
Wait, did I get an earring?
Yeah,
or
you
was
have
it
an
a ring?
earring, and you have
I
an
show
earring.
him my earring, and I like do a little like flicking with it.
You see him
And
examine
he
it.
sees like little sparks of magic.
Okay, that's smart. Nice
It
little
only
see me
lasts
spell.
for 8 hours though, but it resets every noon or whatever.
That's good.
That's more than 8 hours.
Yeah. That's good though. Disguise is good. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna.
Oh.
Let's get out of the streets. We don't know. You guys were attacked by these kobolds?
There was 2 kobolds and 1 high elf.
You see his.
Yeah.
Make an insight check, both of you, please.
Okie dokie.
Inside. I got a 13.
13.
With a 13, mentioning of this high elf, you see there's a like twitch in his eye and a slight furl of like not disdain towards the fact that he's a high elf, but there seems to be something bugging him about that. As it then brings up the question: was he in like ordained clothing, noble this stature?
I believe so.
I think so. I honestly thought he was here to usher us in. My mother had everything. She told me that she had everything planned out a while in advance, so I didn't think anything of it. And I just really don't. I don't know. It was such a surprise.
Right.
But he ran into that tower. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that
tried.
big block.
See him look over to the tower you point at. Okay.
I don't.
Well,
I'm
You can go
sorry.
beat his ass.
You
if
see
want.
him
I
extend
need
his.
to cut in real quick.
Yes.
How long would it take me to get to my grandmother's workshop?
We're gonna get to that ever so shortly.
Okay.
But yeah, it will be linear to this essentially when we catch up. As the Theodore looks to two of you, extends his hand outward in a calm, gesturely manner and places his hand on each of your guys' shoulders. He's, well, since nobility has seemed to fail you, how would you like to go to someplace more familiar?
Like where?
I don't think anywhere is going to be quite familiar here, to be honest.
You see him look around at the city that you mentioned. He's like, yeah, it could be a little crazy, but how would you like to visit the woods?
Woods? What is that?
There's
It's a place I know. And he turns.
In the woods, or is that just like what this place is called?
Well, obviously there's going to be trees.
He turns around and starts walking as he looks back to you. Points his finger. Feel free to follow me. You'll like it.
Okay, so I grab Delphi's hand and we start walking off, following the man.
You know, we're putting a lot of faith into strange men today.
Especially
Don't worry,
if we just
I
got
will
attacked.
beat him.
As you guys get ready to walk and embark through the city, the sunlight hits you now directly
We're
past the.
barking.
I will beat him with my broken violin again.
You're walking through the city. Embarking is the word I used, but going on a journey, making your way downtown.
Walking fast.
Downtown, walking fast, fixing
Yeah.
fast, no hold up.
That's great. As you guys are embarking on this journey, heading to this place that he has called the woods, we then circle back to the previous incident. Yes.
Okie dokie.
No, I was just gonna say I'm just humming that song out loud while we're walking, and that's it.
He hears your tunes, and you see a smile grow on Theodore's face. As we cut back to the previous. Coming from the open doors, bursting your way through, you head into where your grandmother is working on other devices, Valindra. And as you come inside urgently, a couple of other elves that were working on stuff like move aside as you rush in, as the commotion catches your grandmother's attention as she turns. Yes, Valindra, what is it?
I assume she's behind a desk or something.
Oh, it's an open office area. more scientific base, but the walls and corners and desk shops are lined with this wall. It's about a 20-foot by 40-foot area, and a bunch of workstations are that, but there's no desks to like cut off, but there are workstations, and she's at the far end wall at the workstation as she's you run in.
Okay. So I'm gonna run to her and take out the box and tell her that they did not appear here.
You see her fix her glasses.
Who all had access to this box?
Me and the scientist folk, and she snatches it from your hand like abruptly. Little elderly sass. Turns over, examines it. Who the heck messed with... She goes and roars over. Now listen up! Who messed with my box? And like, you see like everyone's like just like okay, and like they like keep themselves like
as she's doing this, as she does that, I take off running, trying to locate Captain Goldpaw.
All right, as you rush out, and he's like, I'll figure it out from this end. And as you're running out of the door,
thank you.
You head out and make way across the open fields and grass and gardens of the noble area in the outer districts here. And as you make your way back into the training grounds of the enforcers, you look around frantically and you see other soldiers still training, moving around, some resting. Do you ask them if they've seen the captain, or are you just searching yourself? Lindra?
Oh. Has anybody seen where Captain Goldpaw has gone?
Training ground, far west wing.
I take off.
As you sprint off dead, you go past a couple of soldiers and everything, and as you're running past, you see your brother, Geoff, standing there, seeing you run past. It's like, where's the fire? And you run right past him.
No time.
All right. You keep on running. You head over to the open west corridor wing, where you see an indoor training ground of a forest-like nature. The top parts are chopped off to make stubs, and you see a couple of elven and beast folk warriors bouncing from trees to trees, testing and strengthening their agility. As you see Captain Goldpaw and your father standing on the sides, giving directions as you run from behind. You are approaching their behind.
I yell immediately, Captain Goldpaw!
As he turns urgently, hand on hilt not drawn, but ready for anything, turns to you. Ranger Valindra, what is it?
I get in close, trying to keep it down low, and tell him that the Princess Fairy, did not appear with the box.
You see
that Princess Delphi did not appear.
You see him and your father look off at each other, hearing this. Right. Take us to the box.
Yes. I start running off and I give it to grandmother to make sure to see who tampered with it.
Your father speaks up. All three of you are now running with urgency, and you see now soldiers are now just making way with the head captain and the head noble household of the Ramirez running behind you. As you are heading out explaining this to them, you see your father speak up. Well, if it did go off, that means the magic did activate from the Fey realm, right? And then Captain Goldpaw looks at him and is like, that's correct. It should have been here, so something must have happened. You make your way again across the open garden area back into the scientific realm, and as you see, your grandmother is efficiently chewing out each and every individual scientist as the three of you turn the corner. As Vulcan, your father speaks up. Mother, what was it? It was a tampering of an elf nonetheless. Look, and she points over to the sigil that you saw. The portal that was supposed to open in the noble chambers was transferred somewhere else. We can't pinpoint the location until we actually figure out who casted it. So we don't know where they went. Captain Goldpaw grabs his sword tighter. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. I'm gonna have my enforcers go out and search the city for 2 fairy folk. If the city common folk or mercenaries with thugs might have taken them, it's gonna be a lot harder search. We have to make sure the princess is safe. Your father turns. Right. I'll let my wife know. She'll send the archers out to scout the rooftops and areas locally. This is going to be a high urgency area, but we cannot let them know that a fairy has been misplaced. Captain Goldpaw, can you notify the royal family? Maybe they can search for them with their magic. Aye, I'll do that. You guys start looking. Yes.
Before he takes off, did Queen Jola?
Are you talking about the royal family queen?
Yes, of the Fae.
Of the Fae? Oh, the queen of the Fae is...
Delphi's mother.
Shula.
Shula. Did she say anything about them being in a disguise or anything?
We were reported that they were supposed to have human disguises to be able to blend in more often, especially since the princess was going to be going to school, so we wanted to get used to their humanoid forms first.
Did she give you a description?
Vague description. They basically have the same similar features, and he goes over the descriptions of their humanoid forms. Very vague, okay. Very, very vague, but enough to be able to identify them as long as no major changes have taken place.
Okay.
You see the captain nod off and then head off towards the royal castle to the north. As your father turns, I'm going to go let your mother know. We're going to gather people together, but if you feel the need to, go ahead and search the local areas inside the noble area in case any of the noble households just so happened to have special guests in their households.
Okay.
As your father then takes off to find Katrina, you head northwestward towards where the noble houses are in this section here. And as you go from the noble house to noble house, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
$19.
Nice. With a 19, you search from house to house, seeing other noblemen, asking them simply if a few humanoids had just popped up in their homes. Where, well, as you say this, they're like, heavens no, we haven't seen anyone. And you get no real clues on anyone that's been inside the noble household areas. As you then turn the corner and head towards the main front entrance gate into the noble-esque area that leads outwards into the common households and city, you see one particular individual approach, slightly injured but still standing. A noble household family that you know as the Darringtons.
You said
Darringtons. He is slightly injured, and you see him moving through the passenger doors where the nobles can walk through without opening the massive gates. And as he walks inside, you see he's like rubbing his forehead, has noble clothing on, slight blood scarring with these weird claw-like marks on the side of his face.
I call out to him, telling him to stop.
Lady Valindra, you will not believe the ruffians out there. I had 2 kobolds attack me out of nowhere.
I roll for...
Make an insight check.
Insight, yes. 13.
With a 13, you see the claw marks. They're there. They're dried blood. The claws are a little funky, but they were definitely the size of what kobold claws would be. And the fact that they attacked a noble doesn't really bring up any real information about the ones that you were searching for, but this is still a grievance. Anyone attacking noble households is a major offense.
Was it just kobolds?
Why, heavens no. These kobolds were surrounding these 2 human individuals. They looked kind of fishy. I thought they might be mugging them or bothering them, so I tried to save them, and then they attacked me out of the blue. I had to escape.
Trying to not meta.
Yeah. The evidence that he's betrayed before you, plus his story, seems to collaborate as of now. You have a mission to do. You need to find them. 2 humanoids seems about right, so you can try and see if you can get any more details from him.
What do these humanoids look like?
Well, you see him like rub his face a little, acting. You see the scarring and everything is there. It's not too deep, barely a top layer surface. When he's holding his chin with the 13, you can tell he's like somewhat overselling it. Either that, or he's just a pompous, noble person who can't take a hit. And as he looks over, he's like, "Well, I do remember it was a male individual. He looked a little heavy on the heavier set. Very massive arms. Looks like he needs to slim down a little. And then the female one, she's has this darkish brown hair, weird colored eyes. It's not actually. I don't know if they were just common folk or not, but I tried to help out, and this is what I get for it."
I see. And your name was?
Ah, yes. I am Dimitri Darrington. I am the head household of the Darrington family. I was taking a stroll on the outside to collect some things as important for the households that we have.
Seeing as I have no... in my mind, seeing as I have no true way of knowing...
And the description that he gave does not sound like the ones you were looking for.
No. If you wish to press charges, let us know.
I most certainly will. I will let Captain Goldpaw know immediately.
And I take off running.
You head out past the exterior area, and as your search goes on, feel free to either make a perception check or an investigation.
It's a nat 1.
As you run outward into this city streets, bustling in this mid-afternoon day, there's no way amongst the humans, Baxies, Dragonborns, all these citizens mingling within each other in this open plaza, to find 2 humans amongst the crowd. As this happens, we then cut back 2 individuals following Theodore.
That's me.
And me. I can't believe he called me fat.
Right?
He said I was brown-haired. No.
That's
Misinformation
disgusting
so that
about
they don't know what
him.
to look for.
Still, I'm not fat.
As you guys are
on.
following this tall dragonborn, he leads you to these houses of immaculate brick-like structure. Not leaving the gate walls, which would be where the woods are at, and goes down an open pathway designed with posters on the wall that simply says, "For an enjoyable escape into the woods." As
I
you
lean
come,
over to Delphi.
yes,
I don't think we're actually going to the woods.
I'm glad that your brain is working after the hit you took.
you see Theodore chuckle under his breath up front, marching forward. Don't worry, it should be very familiar. As you go down, you turn the corner, you stare at this ornated building or forest line. You see walls made of trees with these black, empty voids in between them, much like looking at a deep forest.
Oh my god, Delphi, it is the forest.
As you approach, you see this darkened doorway that's rotating ever so slowly, but blending in with the wood-like structure around it. As Theodore walks towards it, turns to you. Welcome to the
I
woods.
look at him again.
He smiles. As he walks through the revolving door, it looks as if he is walking into the darks of a shadowed forest. You follow after him.
I walk right in.
All right. I
Totally
opened the
not
wrong thing.
staring.
Oh, please don't open my mail on stream. I'd appreciate it. Sorry, that scared me. I clicked on the wrong button and I opened my mail. I hope that didn't appear on stream.
I didn't see it, so
I didn't see it either.
All right, that's good.
I kind of like hesitate and like put like the tip of my quarterstaff in first, and then
I'm watching her do this.
Holy,
Not
please
going
tell me
inside.
it was a joke. I hope you didn't see the mail.
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, I saw the mail. What? I'm gonna get some messages from random individuals. Are you the one guy? All right.
And then I slowly walk in after like feeling no resistance on the staff.
Yes. As you walk in, you and Theodore enter simultaneously. As you enter inside, you are greeted with a very familiar, comfortable feeling and smell. As the surrounding areas of the interior is made of woods of olden type. You see multiple creatures of fey beings maneuvering around. You see a full-on white polar bear standing on its hind legs, walking and helping people with areas. The smell of sweets, delicious desserts, and honey hits the air from the tavern bar of the right, and you see these wooden branches that hold out these golden, blue, and yellow orbs, with an immaculate dining table that leads past and towards a center stage, with many musical instruments as this calming presence hits. As you turn and see a few other fey creatures, a satyr dancing around in the front while music is playing, a few other sprites, small, not fairies, but a mix between the humanoid and fairy kind. As these creatures are intermingling happy, as you see in the front desk serving, there is a... Let me pull it up again. You see a high elf writing on a book. She has curly short hair, darkened, somewhat more brownish skin, as she looks up, twirling a pen. Hey, Theo! You brought customers. Yes, Carol. This is two new denizens of the woods. And from
I
there,
wave at her.
we will fade from the lights from this zero session. And that is all for
Okay.
this current episode.
I want to play more.
Me too. Me too.
We'll have plenty of more times and everything in the future.
D&D.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like 4 weeks before I get to play again.
Hopefully it's not that long, but we're gonna flesh out a few things. For the
I
viewers,
mean, I'm free this Sunday.
we'll try and
it would
see.
be the other. It'd be the other
Yeah,
people.
we need to do
doing
the
their
other
sessions.
zero sessions, and once we get all that done, we can then actually start session 1. So, to address the viewers, thank you for stopping by for the session 0 from the castle to the woods. We're hoping to make this a natural, ongoing stream. We don't have a set date of when we're going to be able to hop on, so make sure you keep that bell notifications up and running. And I'm going to do a special thing that if the players wish to, you can absolutely stay. There's no reason not to. But at the very end of each episode, I'm going to give an insight look of what the world is, what's happening in this world, Platinum Star City, that is separate from our players, but always gets adjusted because of the paths, the lives, and the way the city molds around them. So feel
Yeah,
free
you
to
were about-
stay towards the end of this episode for it. But that
You were
is
about to have to rewrite everything because you almost got Delphi and Timothy killed.
that wasn't part of the plan, but it was a thing. Yes.
You and your cheating.
See, that's when it-
rolls.
That's when Deus Ex Machina happens, and someone that's overpowered runs in to save you.
They weren't overpowered. They were simple kobolds. They had 8 hit points each, and like, yeah, Timothy was
No,
able to
yeah.
one-shot one of them, but then had trouble with the other.
I got one shot by the other one.
Yep. So in the meantime, make sure you have that bell notifications up and ringing. I won't always be doing this. I am a natural gaming channel, but we're doing this for the fun of it as together, and this is the only channel I have as of now. So we're going to be keeping it here. I will let you know via episodes what's going on, and with everyone's permission, I might just upload this to my YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yep. So we'll be able to keep up with the episodes and the story thus far.
Now we need Sass to say yes.
Sass, unmute.
Hi. Yeah.
It's all
I
good.
my mic's gain doesn't work anymore, so I'm trying to not like cause.
Yeah, your mic's been picking up shit.
It's all
Yeah,
good
so-
though.
It's okay.
I'm trying to. That's why I'm trying to keep muted if I'm not talking.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But this is only the beginning of the story. We will go further in the journey when we reach our session 1. But for the next episode, it'll be episode 0 once again. However, with a new title and the characters of Umbra, Polly, and a possible third. I hope she's able to join, but if not, it is okay. And if she wants to join midway, I'll always leave a seat at the table. For the viewers, I hope you have a good one, and we will see y'all in the next episode. Have a good one, y'all.
Bye bye.
Bye.
And remember to stay for the end
Umbra.
if you wish to hear about the world beyond. As the hours pass, and the first meeting of the council in the fairy kingdom takes place, arguments can be heard as Princess Laurel approaches the doors. As Katie Bumble, the head butler, opens the doors outwards, you see 3 individuals. A person known as Albert Duran, a fairy sprite, half fairy, but the chief advisor of the Olander Kingdom. This scruffled up bearded individual with these long dragonfly-like wings is in a heated argument with the head of security, Oscar Farrell, the fairy that guarded the queen before. As Princess Laurel enters in, the conversation dies after the very few words are heard that shakes her to the core. How could you let them leave? It was the princess's orders. They are to remain happy and unbothered. We will tell the Thornberry family that everything is going as planned, and their son is to not be hunted. As Princess Laurel speaks up. Hunted? What is going on? The advisor turns. It is seen, Princess, that during the Queen's elated illness taking over, she decided to let your sister and the Prince of Thornberry run off to the Platinum Star City. What? Yes, the wedding is officially cancelled, and now there's no proper placement for the throne, and if anything happens to the Queen, the Council of the 3 Kingdoms take over. As Oscar speaks up, it was the Queen's wishes that they find happiness. So do you, Princess Laurel. You will find someone you love. In the meantime, the Queen will hold on her best. And if she doesn't, Sir Albert, as Princess Laurel speaks up, my mother is strong. And as queen that she still is, her order is final. Fine. Find your happy ending. Hope they find theirs. When the time comes that the council takes over, my seat, my vote, has an important role. And I really hope the next person we find, Princess Laurel, is someone you can love enough. The hags are moving. We need to be ready.